Good morning, everybody. This is Roland, BBQ Smoker Pros, Braselton, Georgia. I'm excited to make this video. I've had a lot of people come to the shop, buy smokers, and make comments about my truck, ask me all about my truck. And so I'm going to give a 50,000 mile review on this truck. I've only had this a little over 2 years. I don't even know how I got 50,000 miles on it already. I know hauling, this truck hauls. It's hauling 3,000, 5,000 pounds all the time. I'm going to give you my review. Again, please in the comments, like and share, subscribe. And if you want to compare your truck to this truck, please put it down there. I love reading the comments and helping each other out there picking the right truck for what we want. So let me tell you what made my decision. I've owned Ford, I've owned Chevys, a GMC, Toyota, and this is my second Titan. This is a 2021 Titan Pro 4X with the 5.6 liter motor. I got this a little over 2 years ago, about 2.5 years ago, from the dealership with the lift kit. This has a 6-inch lift kit, 35-inch tires, 12.5. The Toyo's open country, we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the lift kit. It's a rough country lift kit. This is the second rough country lift kit I've had, so I can give a pretty good comment about that out there. These are Rhino running boards. I was looking for a truck, a working truck, a truck that could tow, a truck that would give me low problems. I don't have time for my truck to be at the shop getting fixed. And to be honest with you, with stuff being so expensive, I don't have time or the money to be buying a new transmission, a new motor, whatever. So that's what led me to the Nissan Titan. These have 5-year, 100,000 mile warranties. My other trucks, GMC in particular, had a 3-year, 36,000. I think the Toyota had that. And again, please, Google whatever information I'm saying to compare. I'm just giving you it off the top of my head. This is a 5.6 liter motor. It's just a big V8. Okay, there's really nothing fancy with this motor. There's no turbos, there's no cylinder deactivation. There's really nothing but just a V8 motor there. Good thing is, again, this is the second one I've had. The other one I had for over 80,000 miles. So I can speak now for 130,000 miles. No problems with this motor. I changed the oil, and actually not me. I have Nissan change the oil. It's under warranty, so I like to go back to the dealership. Plus the dealership I go to is Athens Nissan, and they have great specials, oil change, tire rotation. It's like $50 with a new filter. So I go there about every 7,000 miles, 7,500 miles, and they do all my oil changes and rotate my tires. Things that I like about the front end of this is the tow hooks. I've had to pull a couple of people out. Actually, one was stuck in their front lawn. I had to pull him out of his lawn. I've had to pull people out. It's easy to put a chain on it. The front skid plate is really nice. It's big, it's deep. I do wish maybe that the bumper was maybe more harder steel, so if you hit something or push something, again, I don't want to push on this and ruin the paint, but all the trucks nowadays seem to have like I would call a front bumper you don't want to push on. It's really hard to put a brush guard or a bull bar on this because it has the sensors. If it didn't have the sensors, I'd probably have a push bar or a bull bar on this. But I will tell you, having the sensors on these big trucks, I'd never go back to no sensors. It's like having somebody standing outside warning you, especially grocery shopping, Sam's Club, the mall, Walmart. Front camera, obviously you can see. Also the paint job, this is 50,000 miles, about 50,000 miles, and I will tell you the paint's been holding up pretty well. I have one of those plans at the car wash where you can take it in like every other day, every day for the whole month, blah blah blah. So I probably get it washed once a week. Definitely after any long trips, get the bugs washed off of it. Problems I've had with this during the time, I did have a headlight problem. This driver running light was not working properly. It was covered under warranty. I will tell you, just this headlight assembly I think is $1,800. Blew my mind. And a couple hours of labor. You got to take this whole front grille, fender, the whole thing out to stick that in. So I'm really happy it happened under warranty. Air filter is really easy to change. I change it every spring. Sometimes if algae season's really bad, I'll change it twice a year. After that, Nissan does all my other oil changes for me. Have not done anything to the brakes. Brakes are in really good condition. I can also put my finger on the rotors and they're nice and smooth and not rough. This is a 6-inch rough country lift. I will tell you, I had a 6-inch on my other one, my other Nissan, and on this one. I don't know what that's called exactly. A sway bar controller or whatever. Can you see that bar in the back, in the bottom that goes from the lift to the frame? There's one on the right side and one on the left side. That's the left side. You can see that. Whatever you do, buy that. My other one was a 2018. Did not have that. And I will say that on highway speeds, on the higher side, it seemed that the front end was floating, loose. This, for a truck, and I do think it's that, which is this really sticks to the road. So that there is excellent. No problems with the rough country lift. 6-inch, no problems. These are Toyos, 35s, 12.5 20s. This is 50,000 miles. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, I don't have a quarter on me, but I'll tell you right now, I think I have at least another 10,000 miles to go. So we're at 50. I think I'm going to get 60,000 miles. The road noise has gotten less and less as the tire has worn down. I would say very little road noise. Now, other things I did not realize when you get a jacked up truck is the car wash. You don't want to have a tire that's bigger or wider than 12.5 because it won't fit into the car wash runners there, if that makes sense. So be careful about that. Also, with the 6-inch lift, this will just fit in those automatic car washes. And yes, I know you can wash the car at home with a hose and all that. I understand all that. I don't have the time. I'm an old man. I don't even have the energy to do that anymore. So just give you a hint. These mirrors here, the regular mirrors, I will tell you, if I had the choice, I'd rather have gotten the trailer mirrors, which were the bigger square ones. This is what came on the truck, so obviously that's what I bought. But I'd like to have got the little bit bigger mirrors. These do have a push button where they fold in at the car wash or when you're parking. You have to have a running board when you have a lifted truck. You just can't get in it. My wife or my short friends have problems to get in the truck without that, so you got to have that. Total clearance with the tires in here. I elected or told them to really get the mud guard back on. They said no, they don't want to. I said please do your very best. They put them back on. Had to trim the inside of the mud guard there, mud flap. so the tire could turn without rubbing. I think the stance of the tire in the truck is really well. I don't have any chips from flying rocks. I think the mud guard and the tire being just there is just perfect. When these tires wear out, I might go to 11.5s. Inside, I have a bad back. I will tell you right now, these are the softest driver pickup truck seats I have sat in. This has saved my back, especially on long trips. I used to be able to do, on a regular truck, I had a GMC, I could do an hour, hour and a half, my back would be killing me. These seats with this pad on, I'm able to go a couple hours, 2-3 hours, obviously take breaks. Now I will say the inside is held up well. I don't abuse my truck, but I do use it. It's held up well. You can read the reviews on all the different things that go in there. I will tell you, this has the 9-speed transmission and the much bigger screen. And let's be honest, the bigger the better. I don't know what this is, a 9-inch, 10-inch, you can always look that up. But the bigger the better. The back also, and this is 50,000 miles. I don't really have many people sitting in the back, but probably once a week we take friends out to go to a local restaurant or whatever. But the back is totally brand new still. Tons of storage behind here, tons of storage in the bottom here. Really like this setup. I don't have a sunroof. I think I would have liked the sunroof. It didn't come with one, but I've seen one with the big panoramic sunroof. I think if you get the panoramic sunroof, would be really awesome. One thing I do miss with this truck is this doesn't have, I call it air-conditioned front seats. My old truck had the air-conditioned front seats. I live in Georgia, and I will tell you, June, July, August, September, it's hot down here, and you put those AC air-conditioned seats on day and night. So I've had a choice. I'd have gotten air-conditioned seats. They didn't have it in this option. I don't know why not. I didn't get the sunroof. I would have liked that. Everything else here you can look at the website, find out. It's all truck stuff. Has a tow mode. Maybe the bigger mirrors. Back here, today I just towed 5,000 pounds. No problem. Again, towing, this regularly tows 3,000 to 5,000 pounds every other trip, every third trip. The most I've ever towed with this is like 9,000 pounds. And I will tell you, it was an all steel smoker, 9,000 pounds. The truck felt it. Then I put in tow mode. The tranny and the motor got the job done, no problems, but it was 9,000 pounds. I think I was more afraid of towing 9,000 pounds than the truck was, if that makes any sense. You can see here, I open the door, and the back light comes on back here. It's really handy at night. Can you see that at all? I think you can see it right there. Sliding rear. Obviously rear glass. This is really nice. It comes like this from Nissan with the sprayed in bed liner, with the plastic, with the lights. It's a mess back here, but you can probably see the lights there. Has lights over there, lights over there. So it's pretty handy. And here's a big outlet here. This is one of the ones where you can press the button in the front and you can run tools off the back here. I have done that. We were building a deck at someone's house. I've run a circular saw. One time I had to use a chop saw, and it ran all those things well with no problem. I don't know about anything heavier than that, but had no problem with that. This also is super handy, and that's this little step to get into the truck. This is a long time ago. I think it was an old Dodge. Got into it. My leg got tangled up in that cable that came down to hold the tailgate. Almost wrapped my leg around the cable and fell out of the truck. It was almost half killed myself. Really like that. Simple, works great. Now I guess the question is gas mileage. I don't live in the city. I sort of live in the suburb / country. I'm getting 14.5 to 15.5 miles to the gallon. And I think it's really stop and go traffic just to get this 5,000 or 6,000 pounds moving all times what eats the gas. So I'm getting about, I think today was 15.3. Now when I go on longer trips, even with the lift kit, the bigger tires, to me, in my experience, it's all about keeping the RPMs under 1,500. If I can keep my RPMs under 1,500, and this truck likes doing about 55, 60, 65 miles an hour, I actually get high 17s, 18s. I've gotten 20, but that is super rare. But I consistently get 17, 18 miles to the gallon, just the way it sits right here. And then around town about 15 to 15.5, 15.5. And then every now and then, about every 3 or 4 gas tank fulls, I'll put in Marvel Mystery Oil. And it really makes a difference. Now, what is broken in 50,000 miles? With the headlights thing I told you about, with some had to be done. And there was 2 recalls. One was some sort of pin in the transmission that they replaced, no problem. And there was a software update. Again, they took care of it, no problem. When I would get an oil change, they took care of those updates. And I will tell you, whatever that software update was, and that was last year sometime, it made this into a brand new truck. I don't know what it was, but the transmission and the motor just got so much tighter, responsive to each other. So, my conclusion. I bought this because I wanted a truck to tow, no problems. It's done that. Is it going to get me 25 miles to the gallon? No. It's 15, 15.5. If you baby it, you can get maybe 18 out of it. When I'm towing, depends how heavy it is. If it's a 3,500 pound, I'm down to 13. I don't even know what the 9,000 pound was. It was probably 10. I've had no problems. I'm going to keep this probably for the length of the warranty. Nissan has been really very decent and very responsive to any of my concerns. Whatever, check things out, and I've covered everything under warranty. So I hope this has helped everybody. I do appreciate it. I do look at a lot of the 10,000 mile reviews, but I'd like to see some longer reviews, especially, I hate to say that, you're spending 60, 70, 80, $100,000 on a pickup truck. If it can't be trouble-free for 10,000 miles, then it shouldn't even be a pickup truck on the road. So I think 50,000 miles is a good review. I don't beat my truck, but I use my truck almost every day. Almost every day. Hope this helps somebody. If you're just looking for a truck, no frills, just works, no super high tech, I think this is a good choice. I think a used one, if you can get yourself a nice used one, might be something to really look at, especially when everything out there in the dealership lot. And I do look at, when I get my oil change, I walk through all the other lots and I'm seeing stuff for 70, 80, 90. Guys come to my shop with trucks for $100,000, $120,000. I can't afford that. So I hope this helps somebody. Barbecue on.